Hi, in this lesson, we're going to take a look at how to inspect a document. And I'm not talking about inspecting a document for things like spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes. I'm talking about looking for hidden properties, personal information. And if we scroll down, we'll see things like this watermark. We also see this red circle of ink. We also see here the number 28% has a little bit of a overlay to it. That's because we have a comment. And if I click on the comment, we can see that. Now, these are the types of things that Inspect a Document will look for. Let's take a look. We're going to go to our File menu, and we're going to go to Info. Back here in the Info section, you'll see a big button for Check for Issues. And if we click it, we have three options. Inspect Document, which is what we're here to do. It's going to check the document for hidden properties or personal information. We also have the option to check accessibility, which is another lesson for another day, and check compatibility, which is also another lesson for another day. If we click off of this, we'll see Inspect Document, and it's going to look for things like comments, document properties and authors' names, headers, annotations, content that people with disabilities are unable to read. Now, when we come over here to the right, I'm going to click on Show All Properties, and we get all of these properties here, but we see things like the company name, Elevare Skills. We see the author's name, and the name of the person the document was last modified by. This is information that you may or may not want to keep on the document if you're going to publish it. So we're going to click again on Check for Issues and tell it to inspect the document. Once we do, we get the document inspector and we can see all the things that it's going to look for. Comments, revisions, and versions. Document properties and personal information. Task pane add-ons, embedded documents, macros, forms, and ActiveX controls, ink. Now, by default, ink is not selected, but I'm going to select it. Collapsed headings, custom XML data, headers, footers, and watermarks, invisible content, and hidden text. Everything is checked. We're going to click the Inspect button. It looked through our document and came back with some areas of concern. Comments, revisions, and variations. We know that there's a comment on there. Document properties, personal information. Yep, that's there. Ink. And headers, footers, and the watermark. Everything else is clean. Now, you can decide whether you want to remove these things or not. We want to remove the comments, revisions, and versions. So I'm going to click here to remove all. Document properties and personal information, I'm going to remove that. And ink, yes, we're definitely going to remove that. Now, headers, footers, and watermarks. Maybe you want to keep the watermark so you don't choose to remove all. In our case, I am going to remove it. And we can go ahead and re-inspect. And again, it brings up everything we want to look for. Now, let's say we didn't want it to look for that watermark. We could uncheck that. But we do. We're going to inspect it again. And now it comes up clean. It removed all of that stuff. And if we go back, we see our watermark is gone. That red ink is gone. Our comment is gone. And if we come back here to Info again, Show All Properties, all of our properties are gone. So now we could go ahead and publish this document without any of these things on there. So now you know a little bit more about how to inspect a document. That's it for this lesson. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.